I'm Laura from Jimmy Bean's Wool. Oh, and this is Wiley, and he helps me with all of my knitting projects. We're downstairs. Hi. We're downstairs in my yarn room, and I am going to show you over the course of a few videos just a few things that I do while I'm knitting. This one is how to. I had to start a new ball of yarn, and so here is the end from the old ball, and I'm going to weave this in so that I don't have to do as much sewing at the end. Just so you know, this is Art Yarns. It's Super Merino. I think it's color 109, and I am making a little sweater for a friend of mine who's having a kid in a few months. So I'm making a 1-year size, and she's having a little girl, so I thought the pinks and greens might be kind of cute. Then I'm going to embroider some flowers on it and stuff. So what we've got here, so I'm at the beginning of a knit row, and to be honest, I only know how to do this on a knit row. I don't know how to do it on a purl row yet, so someday hopefully I'll find out if that's a possibility. But what I've got is I have one strand of yarn that attaches to the ball that I'm using, and then I have, and I hold my yarn in my left hand. I know a lot of people don't, but I do, so that's what I'm going to show you. And then here is, you know, the leftover yarn that I'd like to just weave in. It just makes things easier in the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this leftover piece on my right hand. Okay, and to do what I'm going to do, and you can do this when you're changing colors, like if you're doing fair isle work or anything like that. Actually, are you just focused in right here? So I don't need to look at you. Okay, just checking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit a stitch, or I'm going to put the needle in as if I'm going to knit. I'm taking this little piece and I'm going to wrap, like throw it around as if you were to knit. And then I'm going to throw my working yarn around as if I were to knit. And then I'm going to just take this piece back off of the needle. And you can kind of see what it's doing there? I take it back off and then I pull it through just like I'm knitting. And the only piece that comes through is this piece. You can pull that kind of tight. I slide it off the needle and then I just knit a stitch regularly. And then I do this again. So it's a two-step process. So I stick the needle in there, I throw the old piece around it, I throw the new piece around, and then I take the old piece off, kind of hold it tight, and then I knit. Then I knit a regular stitch, and that kind of locks it into place. Can you see that pretty well? Okay, so throw it in there as if, put the needle in as if to knit, throw this around, and it helps that this is multicolored so you can kind of tell which piece is which. This blue is old, and then the pink is new. Put the new piece, the pink piece on, oops, and then throw this one, take that one back off, and then you're just pulling, oops, jeez. Alright, try it again. So, put the blue over, the pink over, then take the blue off, and then you're just pulling that pink through. Now, I mean, yeah, you see that little piece right there, but if you pull it, you won't be able to see it. And then you knit a stitch. So you do it every other stitch. There, blue over, pink over, blue off. Pull it through, knit a stitch. I'm going to do it 1 or 2 more times. Blue over, pink over, blue off, through, and then I knit a stitch. So, what you'll see on the back side is this blue. You can kind of see it in there, but you basically can't see the fact that it's woven in. And you certainly can't see it here. You know, it's kind of invisible. So, all I've done is, you know, taken this end and worked it a couple of inches in. You know, you can see actually down there I did a pink one. Worked it a couple of inches in so that I don't have to do as much sewing work when I'm done. So what I will do is I'll take a darning needle at the end of it when I'm done, and I'll probably run it back through one time. But this is a really handy technique if you're doing a lot of color work, if you are changing, you know, or if you're doing stripes with a sweater or something and you don't want to have to sew a billion ends in at the end. And now I just kind of keep going. You know, I'll just keep going with my pink and forget that this is even here. So that's it. That's kind of a technique for weaving in different colors, and I hope that's helpful for you. It helps me when I'm just using a new ball, you know, when I change balls of yarn. So I hope that's helpful. I'm Laura from Jimmy Bean's Wool. Thanks so much.
Thunder rumbles on this American summer night. There's kids on the corner, stuck in a switchblade fight. And the rock and roll bands play for the girls on the beat.